Late night fishing. Indeed, it was a good night to go fishing. That was what Zul insisted when Mona, his wife, asked why they had to go that very night. Zul had a good mind to just go ahead with his best friend Jimmy and leave Mona behind. But hearing that Jimmy wanted to bring his wife, Tiara, Zul insisted that Mona tag along. Upon hearing that she would not be the only female, Mona stood up to change, albeit reluctantly. Something nagged at her from the back of her mind, and she did not feel any positive vibe at all. But she brushed it aside, afraid to disappoint her husband, who was all set to go. The four of them met at the car park not far from the fishing spot. The jetty was quiet, as there were only two seasoned anglers patiently waiting for their catch. They set up a tent not far from the jetty beside a bush facing the sea. There was a lamppost a few meters behind the bush, and the area was well lit up. Zul and Jimmy walked along the jetty to look for their perfect spot, while Mona and Tiara sat in the tent to catch up on the latest gossip among their circle of friends. While munching on a piece of chocolate, Mona suddenly sat up straight and stared at the wall of one side of the tent. Tiara stopped mid-sentence and nudged her. Mona shook her head and put a finger to her lips, requesting silence from Tiara. A moment later, she whispered,
I saw a shadow of a man standing behind our tent, but he's gone now. Probably one of them from the jetty.
She continued as if to calm herself. By now, Tiara felt spooked, but she just nodded and laid down on the blanket, exhausted after her long day. While the both of them laid there talking softly, Mona grabbed her hands again and pointed to the roof of the tent. There, clear as day, they saw a hand, fingers long and crooked, reaching out slowly across the roof and stopped. It then retracted quickly, leaving both of them stumped and unable to find their voices. Mona and Tiara stepped out of the tent, intending to see perhaps a stray branch, but there was no tree from where they had pitched their tent, and the bush was a scraggly one with no branch long enough to stretch across their tent. A cold air blew, and they shivered. Pulling her cardigan close, Mona glanced at the jetty where the two husbands were. They appeared to be contented with the quiet surroundings, and she did not want to disturb their peace. Tiara and Mona decided to stay in the tent and listen to some music to calm their nerves. They were almost dozing off when they heard the sound of hurried footsteps to their tent. Come, it's time to go," came Zul's anxious voice. Mona looked at her husband and he gave her a look that said now was not the time for questions. There was a flurry of activities as the four of them quickly packed up their things. Mona could not help but feel that they were being watched. She refused to look anywhere else but at the task before her. Heartbeat racing wildly, she quickly rolled up the blankets and packed their things away. None of them said a word as they made their way to their respective cars parked a few distance away. The four of them agreed to regroup at a 24-hour coffee shop not far from the beach. Zul drove in silence, and Mona knew better than to ask questions. She felt relieved that they were not going to stay the night at the beach, as she had that uneasy feeling even before she left their house. She looked out of the car window and drew a sharp breath. From the side mirror, she saw a white cloth flapping against the roof of their car. She uttered a few prayers beneath her breath, but did not tell Zul about what she had seen. When they pulled over at the coffee shop, she stepped out and glanced about her. There was no one behind or above the car. As they ordered supper, the man revealed that while waiting at the jetty, they heard a very strange sound.
"It was a duck quacking,"
said Jimmy, much to the astonishments of the two ladies seated across from him.
"There was no duck at the jetty nor the surrounding area, not even in the water,"
he said. According to folklore, when you hear the sound of a duck quacking in the middle of the night, chances are the Pontianak, a ferocious female ghost, is near you. Mona felt the goosebumps racing up her arms. She instantly recalled the white flapping cloth following them, but did not say a word. Tiara then told the man about the skeletal hand that appeared across the roof of their tent. Zul glanced at Mona apologetically. He was aware of her sensitivities and her sixth sense, and he felt slightly remorseful for insisting on their fishing expedition that night. He suddenly understood Mona's reluctance to go earlier. They parted ways in the wee hours of the morning. From the looks of it, each of them knew this might not be their last fishing date. However, Mona was hopeful that there would be a day when they could have this outing without any mystical interference again. What do you think? What was that cloth following her in the car? Is that really the Pontianak? Do you believe in folklores?